Hello there. In this video, we are going to look at setting up Rustlings. And as Rustlings website says here, that it's basically a bunch of exercises, and they recommend also reading the official Rust book. I'm sure we'll get around to doing some more of that together as well. But I'm just going to follow along with their quick start, and you can see for yourself how we can do this. So the first step is we will go cargo install Rustlings, and it'll take a few moments for that to install. While we're waiting for that, we can watch this little video that they've got here. Okay, so it says I've already got it installed, but it does normally take a little bit of time. It says there's some kind of network area, which is unusual. Okay, so let's get on with it. The next thing is we'll go Rustlings, and I happen to be in the path where I want to create this, so we'll initialize. And it says this command will create the directory Rustlings, which will contain the exercises. Press enter to continue. We'll press enter. Initialization done. So we can enter this as just a regular path, and we can also go into it over here. So, what can I say? There's a whole bunch of exercises in the file tree. Even just taking a little peek inside of, what is it? Oh, exercises. There's a bunch there, and into solutions. We're going to try to avoid the temptation of looking at the solutions as often as we can, or looking at it only as a final last resort. Or maybe it would be a good idea for us to look at it after we've come up with a solution to compare our solution to the official Rustling solution. Okay, so to get started with interacting with Rustlings, you just have to now type in Rustlings because it's an installed program on your system. For me, it's put it in the .cargo bin Rustlings path. And I think that on Linux systems, that's by and large where Rust is going to put it, where Cargo is going to put it. Great. So to get started, we'll go Rustlings, and there's a bit of a message here. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can read it a bit nicer, more easily. Okay, is this your first time? Don't worry, Rustlings is made for beginners. We are going to teach you a lot of things about Rust, but before we can get started, here are some notes about how Rustlings operates. One, the central concept behind Rustlings is that you solve exercises. These exercises usually contain some compiler or logic errors, which cause the exercise to fail compilation or testing. It's your job to find all errors and fix them. Make sure you have your editor open in Rustlings directory. Rustlings will show you the path of the current exercise under the progress bar. Open the exercise file in your editor, fix errors, and save that file. Rustlings will automatically detect the file change and rerun the exercise. If all errors are fixed, Rustlings will ask you to move to the next exercise. So far from what we've read, you're basically given a bunch of coding exercises in source code and you edit them. But while you're running this Rustlings program, it will be actively watching those files and will recompile them when it detects changes. So there's a file watcher. That's cool. And 3, if you're stuck on an exercise, you can press enter to show hint. We'll try not to do that right away. 4, if an exercise doesn't make sense to you, feel free to open an issue on GitHub. So that's also because I don't think Rustlings is super new, and I'm sure people have already put questions there, that it's probably a resource for us to look at ourselves if we get stuck. We can either ask a new question or we can look at what already exists there. So they say we look at every issue, and sometimes other learners do too, so you can help each other out. That's great. So now we're into the main kind of CLI for Rustlings. This exercise compiles successfully. This is just the intro1.rs file. So you can see here that there's this path that they share, and that's how you're going to know what path to look up what the exercise is coming from. This one automatically passes. I don't know what's in the file. I guess we could take a quick look, couldn't we? Let's take a quick look. So it's in exercises 001 intro 1rs. That's the file. So it says sometimes we encourage you to keep trying things on an exercise even after you've already figured it out. If you got everything working, feel ready for the next exercise. enter N in the terminal. So N is for next. You can see that on the left-hand side at the bottom, there's a few options. You got N for next, H for hint, L for list, C to check all. That's probably checking that all of the exercises you've got are correct, I'm guessing. X is maybe to reset, is to set the source code, I'm guessing, to the original state. Well, maybe let's just try some of that stuff out. So if I have this to do, and then I, remove that. Now, it should still say that it's the same, but if I go reset, resetting will undo all of your changes in that file. Do I want to reset? Yes. Pending, that's fine. Back to current. Interesting. So what happens if I was expecting that to immediately, yeah, okay, there we go. I just needed to refresh. Great, so that stuff is still there. Now, as you saw, there's this list view, so you can navigate to the different exercises as you like, and you can press C to go into the exercise that you want to work on and run. Great. So I should be able to put in some code here, and it's going to run that code. Sure, we'll just do hello world. Please wait. It's going to go compile that, and there's our hello world at the top there. And then if we remove it, it should go away. There we go. Okay, I think that's about all we need to see for the first exercise. I'm going to try to roughly break this down into one exercise per video, hopefully just to make it easier to go find the solutions and explanations later on. So, and that also gives me a nice way of breaking up going through Rustlings in a kind of systematic way. Hopefully that helped you get started. The docs I think are actually very straightforward here, but just to make sure we've covered all of our bases, that's setting up Rustlings, at least on a Ubuntu system. With that, I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.